I don't know if this is working. Okay. Totally is. Hello to anybody who's there. And Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, I went with blonde Hikari, so let's go with blue. If you pop in, say hi, playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. So the only research I did on this game prior to playing is figuring out which monsters are shiny locked. The three starter options are locked to being never shiny, which means no need to hard reset. Because it's never gonna happen. Professor does seem to be wearing some type of modern garb. For a game that's supposed to take place in, I think it was Heian area, Japan. Always look at game controls. Apparently R down does nothing. R3 down does nothing. Those settings. I don't know if there's anything hiding in here. So... might as well run around and look. Hello, Chesco. See an orb of light. Yeah, it seems pretty. Seems pretty. It would look even prettier if what I was running didn't lock it at 720p. I think technically in docked mode, this one goes up to 1080p. So, I'm also curious if all hidden items will have a yellow sphere around them. Make it quite a bit easier than locating items in other Pokemon games. It's okay. What are we supposed to ask questions about to gain your attention? Well, I'm a cybersecurity nut. I also show up on a mobile tech podcast. So, it's either, cybersecurity questions or cell phone type stuff that I can actually feel at least somewhat qualified to ask questions about. Otherwise, you just hear me ruminating about the game I'm playing. Though I must say, based on your 720p trash comment, it still looks great for 720p. I've been playing Sword and Brilliant Diamond, and they're kind of with the fidelity. So, adding a large world with cell shading. Let's see. Do I see AT&T positioned in the market to succeed when their low band is as a whole is clearly becoming more congestion? What makes 5G secure is active armor. For a product or scheme, I have a hard time getting general offerings these to customers. So, AT&T low band is a race to get, by and large, a 5G icon. Most of their low band is using dynamic spectrum sharing, which means they're remodulating the radio for their LTE low band to broadcast on 5G frequencies to give you that logo, that 5G icon, either your top left or top right corner. So congestion is going to happen until they're doing what T-Mobile and Verizon are actively doing, which is deploying mid-band to markets with high concentrations of people. What makes AT&T 5G secure? At the moment, since to my knowledge, I haven't heard any updates on this. They're running on LTE Core. It is no more secure than the AT&T LTE, which is subject to a vulnerability known as impact. Let me pull up a document you can look at regarding impact real quick, if you're curious, of course. Active armor, I've been running that. It seems to block some certain issues with the phone, but it seems to inject spam, allow spam calling in. So that's kind of It's supposed to active armor is supposed to block spam texts, spam calls, and I believe it's also to ensure you're not downloading malicious files. I am not going to answer that question, Sneed, because, quite frankly, I only look at the T-Mobile app, so I'm not qualified to answer that. Although, if you do have access to T-Mobile Tuesdays, up through Monday, they are doing a dollar donation for some charity. I just, you know, clicked the button and made them donate, so. Jezzo, you love and hate working, I'm assuming at AT&T, just because they're an underdog, due to natural growth opportunities. I used to work at AppleCare, and I had a love-hate relationship with working there. I liked the customers, I hated the policies. And if you're still there, Blaze760, good morning to you too. Hopefully those who are familiar with me on the Sneed Mobile Tech type podcast find this an interesting way of distributing content, where I'm playing a game and talking. And for some reason it is focusing on the Ocelot. But I'm going to see if I can find that Cyndaquil, because I like Cyndaquil. Bam! Ooh, that's cool. Jessica, that's what I thought. Alman, Tokomon, the hunt for the legendary wasn't Taco Tuesday yesterday? But, I wouldn't mind finding some legendary tacos. Wait, is it gonna let me... Oh, sweet, it lets me lunge at all of them. Trying to port a lazy to visible, but now we're just porting her from a reseller to us. It's something our system won't let us port resellers into installment agreements. Chesco, I think that's because resellers have a lock in their system, and they have the ability to create their own installment agreements, so the block is there to keep you from overriding a pre-existing installment agreement. Possibly because they don't want to have to possibly because I believe the company would not be interested in assuming a reseller installment agreement. Red, Ponsu Night, Pink Ponsu. Sneed, the best 5G network build plan is the one where customers end up getting 5G. From the looks of it, Verizon is doing it faster than T-Mobile and AT&T. It would be worth considering, though, that Verizon does have what was it? Better fiber builds. Actually, having fiber is better, but Verizon does have a lot of fiber already laid. So, to deploy their N77, Verizon just needs to pay for the equipment and somebody to mount it to the tower and run a fiber cable from the fiber junction and put it into the antenna. Hey, Big Blue, Sneed. I mean, up until T-Mobile bought Sprint, their 3G network had great coverage. So, the difference between AT&T and Sprint is AT&T is not hemorrhaging money. I know with T-Mobile, which is the only company I've ever worked with installment plans, they were fine with me arbitrarily doing an installment plan, but not as a port-in. Greg, I have about 10 inches of snow. N41 is not low band, it's mid band because it is 100 megahertz over the first Wi-Fi spec at 2.5 gigahertz. Low band is band 71 at 600 megahertz. 12, 13, 14, technically 7, if I remember correctly. Are you back in New York, Greg? Oh, home fiber is amazing. I'm running fiber, and at the moment, I'm just streaming on directly to YouTube, and my ping to the YouTube server is less than 4 milliseconds. I also suspect I will not have an issue with uploading anything at whatever resolution I end up running at. Um, are you glad to be home, Greg? And Chesto, um, if if AT&T had absorbed T-Mobile years back, um, we would be looking in a different situation. Um, you have some audio crackling and a bit of an echo. Greg, I would need to find a way to adjust that in my OBS. I have no idea how this works. What is this better, Greg? Um, testing. Let me double check my end. Let me double check my end. Okay, that's fine. T-Mobile was questionable prior to abandon one. Whatever you did it. How about now? That sounds better on my screen. Well, somebody's gonna have to explain to me, Greg, how to set up audio in OBS. I think you may have deputized yourself. For mid-band. When all they had was PCS, AWS, and 700. Okay. I may have had some redundancies on the inputs that I didn't know about until somebody commented. Let's see. T-Mobile being questionable prior to. If I remember correctly, when AT&T was in talks to buy T-Mobile, and I believe it was 2012, the T-Mobile assets were mainly for the customers and whatever meager bit of band 66 they were eking out. At the moment, T-Mobile band 66, at least in my neck of the woods, is congested as hell. So it would have been a good grab for AT&T, and we'd probably be seeing almost the impact of what it was like when they had the agreement with Dish to use their AWS band. I think the biggest impact to anybody if AT&T did indeed buy up T-Mobile is if is the customers. I left I left AT&T for T-Mobile due to billing issues and roaming issues in Colorado from the New York City metropolitan area. And if I went back to them in 2012, I would have encountered the same issue again. And they probably would have messed up my billing again. So, pass on the cost of an acquisition to the customers. I must say, this game kind of feels like I should be able to jump, but I don't have that option. T-Mobile here is 65 megabits all day, every day. No one uses them. They don't have congestion coverage, not even with band. I see with T-Mobile here, I do see some islands of congestion with 71, but the islands are getting lower due to the fact that they're being aggressive with the 41 build out in my market. Our biller is trash. Chezo, has AT&T had the same biller for like 20 years? Cause when AT&T purchased Singular, I started getting sporadic changes to my nights and weekends on my mother's contract. I mean, I'd be surprised if your billing software didn't still run on Fortran. No, wait, not Fortran. Pascal. Fortran would not have such issues with Sense. Oh, man. You might be able to convince me to switch if you could get rid of them. Maybe. But that would preclude them having full coverage in my market. Hopefully I haven't missed any questions or comments, but it is reassuring to hear that as time goes on, AT&T still has issues with billing. Now, mind you, people like Greg, I still have no idea how this streaming stuff works. I just figured it's good to keep me busy, and if the wife's working from home, it makes it so I don't pester her too much. Your way, how AT&T needed a year to get their biller to understand mix and Matt. Greg, there's nothing wrong with billing if you have 3 lines at Starter Unlimited and 1 at Beyond Max and just charging everyone for Beyond Max and giving them, Starter Unlimited services. That's just our poo going up. You know, it disclosure, I've like 10 shares in AT&T, and yesterday they gave me a dividend. So if they keep ripping people off with the mix and match, it just means my dividends go up, right? One thing I'd like to figure out is how to get my green screen to show the game behind me and not just my green screen. I don't know if the dividend went down. I've only had him for 1 dividend period. I could tell you if their dividend went down. If I was around longer. And yeah, I didn't buy for the dividend. I have stock in T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon just because I want all 3 to succeed, because everyone doing better means all customers win, no matter who they use or who's best in their area. It helps everybody get better, especially when you artificially boost stock pricing. Yeah, yeah, Greg, at some point I will be looking up how to um, composite a background. Uh, I buy Chesco. I buy because I see extreme growth potential to $35 in the stock currently. It's a stock price discount because of how big they are. Stock will now move in response to their fiber bills. Greg, no, I spent $170. Chesco vs. it just being over entertainment plus free stock and Discover merger. What about Dish stock? Dish has a stock option? Hi, Kazi. I'll probably consider investing in Dish before I see them as a Ting Republic and Boost Mobile reseller. You know, if they had a Dish or Fire or whatever branded prepaid line, I may I may consider it, Mr. Alman. Yes, this is not financial advice. It's me believing in a company or not believing in a company. Hey, Kazi, aside from my game resolution being 720p, thoughts on how this is looking? I think the next time I'm going to be putting the stream on ultra low latency. Uh, Medardo. This is the wrong place if anybody believes this is financial device. Yeah, you could probably tell by looking at me, I'm not a financial. Actually, I am a certified financial advisor. The problem is, I don't even trust my advice. So, use anything that sounds like advice on your own discretion, and remember, nobody in chat, nor am I, is a fiduciary toward your assets. How am I a certified gamer? I'm just playing a game. At some point, I will start wondering if people are chatting to hear me talk about things and not looking at me playing a game, or if they're looking at me play a game. How's this game, in my opinion? Considering I just started it, I wish it had a jump button. Other than that, the story reminds me, the starting story, reminds me of the lengths I had to go through to start Pokemon, Moon. So it kind of drags a little, but I've also been talking quite a bit and looking around, so I can't fully judge it yet, but it looks nice. Now, if I was playing a game like, Rockman and Fort or Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo, then I might be able to offer you an opinion of game type stuff. By the way, in the description, I think I posted a link to my game catalog. Um, Most of them I would be playing on ROMs, either on a computer emulator or a modded Super Nintendo Mini. Um, but I do legally own a physical copy of every game listed in that sheet. So I would be willing to play any of those on stream. Except for sports titles. Because nobody would ever want to see me play Techno Bowl. Um, Also, if people are interested, um, could put my Switch friend code in the description. And on request, I do have the Nintendo Switch Online and the expansion pack, so I could play two-player games online using that. As well as any of the plethora of other uh, Switch games I've listed. Spreadsheet is not opening. Let me see if I can edit that. See, editing description. Try it may show up when reloading the screen. I just updated it in the description, but I posted a link to it in the chat as well. Oh, sweet. That's a nice attention to detail. When I'm on the soil, I'm in shoes because it's like a kanban area, but the moment I go up onto the wood floor, she loses her shoes. I'd probably start disliking the game if she didn't take off her shoes when entering the platform. On Nintendo, I do have two Tetrises, but unless I figure out a way to set up remote play over an emulator with my firewall, um, probably not going to play that two-player. I have the bulletproof Nintendo one and the Tengen. Looking through the start of this game, I'm noticing why Pokemon Brilliant Diamond seems so unpolished. Ooh, an Abra. Granted, the Nintendo and Game Freak really didn't put any effort into Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Uh, that's all Leica. Oh, nice, an obby with a back opening. There was no Z. Gazi, I played and own every generation. Some more than others. The prior to the most recent one, the furthest ones I got into completing the deck were black and white. Because I then went to school and started working full time. So, anybody in chat want... The entire track phone. Okay. Wait, track phone, isn't that, now owned by Verizon? And that's considered a reseller account? Track phone does? Interesting. By the way, that sheet is a work in progress. The last system we'll probably add to it will most likely be my Japanese and American Sega Saturn. simply because I have no way of playing them on a stream. Anyone in chat care if I get anything other than Cyndaquil? This is supposed to get Pokemon home integration at some point, and I have access to all three of these monsters to begin with. I wonder if I can go upstairs. Nope. I actually didn't like that buyout. Um, the buyout of TrackPhone by Verizon only gave them more customers. And technically lowered prepaid choice. Quite frankly, I don't know what. Quite frankly, I don't know the real reason to offer TrackPhone as a prepaid brand. Especially when you consider that Verizon owns Visible, which, in my opinion, despite having hard throttle caps, is one of the best prepaid phone services available as long as Verizon has strong LTE in your area. In my market, there are some pockets where Verizon is still only on 3G. So unless they can buffer that footprint with some 4G, they're going to be losing some service, but technically still be in the lead in nationwide coast-to-coast deployments. The ping time is terrible simply because of the network managing. And hopefully the deployment of N77 fixes that. This is an interesting Cyndaquil for anybody here even remotely interested in Pokemon. It has a effort value of 1 defense despite never fighting anything. I do like the TNL there. Okay, let's see. You've been sent. So, Chesco, does that mean these Floridians are now using straight talk and not track phone? They are Floridians, yeah. Oh, and thank you, Kazi, for the $5 tip. Appreciated. So, wait, track phone and straight. Does that mean Verizon also bought Straight Talk? Or is it Verizon and Straight Talk are now united? I have not looked into, really looked into how NVNOs operate like that. Okay, so if TracFone owns Straight Talk and Verizon owns TracFone, that means Verizon owns Straight Talk. Oh, that's horrible. I know some locations in Pennsylvania where you could only get service on AT&T, so people were using them as using Net 10 to actually connect at a lower price and not deal with AT&T billing. They're just a big business account that resells wholesale numbers. Okay, so a little like Los Mobile, but not as premium. Wow, Net 10 can jump on T-Mobile. It's actually pretty good for those who are in my market and decide to use Net 10. I don't. Later, Medardo. Hey, if you can swing something like that. Um, Jesco, that might go against your employment contract. So I'd look into that. I don't know why though. So if I remember correctly, Net 10, you can get lower prices than T-Mobile prepaid or Metro by T-Mobile, simply because not only do they sell, not only do they proportion data at certain limits, but they can also do restrictive text messages and calling minutes for a month, which somehow saves Net 10 money. I don't know. But yeah, Jessica, I'd look into your employment contract to see if there's a would be a clause that can keep you from using an employee discount on an enterprise plan. You know, not worth getting in not worth getting in trouble for that. 'Yeah, I'm sure they don't want you to either. That hits into their profit margin. Bidoof, Starly, and Shinx. What's your maximum number of lines you can get at that rate? I just have a T-Mobile for Business line. Um, that is kind of messed up, and for some reason, is really difficult to change. Which isn't a bad thing. Well, if you can find a way to do that under the radar, you know, 25 bucks a month for like 30 lines. That is actually, yeah, getting people to pay is actually, from my understanding with Los, the hardest part of managing the Los mobile, which is why it's set up as prepaid and he has a clause to suspend service for non payment, which makes sense. 12 visible referrals already. What do you mean by a visible referral? like, um, is that the friend code or 3 months of service? Or is it through reselling? That actually makes sense for work if you're not needing a lot of that's a good price for Verizon Access. But yeah, visible for work makes sense if you're not using a lot of high speed data intensive applications or things particularly impacted by the 100 plus millisecond ping times to any server. Oh, that's a cool way of getting XP. Where are you even? Yeah, Kazi was regretting ping times. Kazi was quoting how abysmal that is. So, would that be a reason to use track phone over visible? So, my different topic, my base switch itself has some Joy-Con drift on the right stick. So this game would be horrible for that. Millimeter wave outside the store. Does that mean you're not limited to the what is it, 5 megasecond cap for LTE? Well, the only reason why my right stick has drift is because, thank you, is because I haven't opened it up and put in some cardboard. My left stick was drifting, and that was a pain in the ass. in the neck, so I cut up a shipping box and put a tab inside, and that got rid of my drift. 276 megs down. Is that on LTE or the 5G? Okay, so apparently you're restricted to the millimeter wave capacity. I know. Hey, 75 down on LT is nothing to shake a stick at. Ten to 12 megs down on the hotspot. I get that periodically on my T-Mobile hotspot when I run my laptop as if it's a cell phone. Ooh, I get to change my clothes in this game. Yeah, 12 megs with 66, it's not impressive. Well, it's working about the same, except the price is significantly different. So, yeah, if you're paying an extra $80 for the same performance. The happiest day ever was when I got my municipal fiber installed and I could tell Comcast I want to see them on Highway 61. I actually think I actually think you could do that Kazi with mobile Magenta Max, but you would need to have certain limits on usage due to how how the plans are set up for that. My in the state of Colorado, for there to be a um municipal public trust like power, gas, lighting, or internet, they have to have a lower price and better performance than Comcast. So I'm paying $49.95 a month for a symmetric gig. Gotta start sneezing. I would have been so happy with 40 megs in 2008. And, thank you for saying bless you. In, 2004, I was so happy when we went to cable getting 10 megs down. What market do you live in, Chesco? They might not have the same public trust restrictions as my market does. Metro Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. In Colorado, the state house. Mind you, I don't really like getting into politics, but the state house here has had a Democratic majority for quite some time. And rather than trying to go placate the liberal base, they seem to want to do altruism and pass things that will improve things for any walk of life. And the state does have a proclivity for libertarian rights. So, it's not the most progressive, but what they do seems good. Oh, good lord. I'm actually worried about moving out of my city because certain areas the internet price skyrockets for worse service. Here Comcast is offering for $170 full cable internet with 1 gig by 35 and Xfinity Mobile under, and for what I pay for my fiber and YouTube TV and the T-Mobile lines I have, it's quite a bit more expensive for worse service. You'd think that everybody all parties would be in favor of expanding internet access to everyone. But you find yourself in situations where one side seems to be openly for net neutrality and one side seems to be openly against net neutrality. One side being openly for internet expansion and another being against internet expansion. Makes no sense. What do you mean the FCC claimed to go through removing ISP blocks? I know that there is a... that's a bad example. An FCC thing where your internet stuff shows up like this nutrition label on the can. Oh, yeah, that's freaking horrible. I have a friend who lives here, and he's like everybody I know who's in an apartment complex in this area. They're stuck with Comcast. And the city says to them, we'll install the fiber to each room with active tenants in it. No problem. Free of charge because they're paying local taxes. And because Comcast has a sales agreement with these apartment complexes, the city can install despite the fact they do it for free and attempt to benefit every person in the area. Kazi knows me from the Sneed Mobile Tech community, and we're actually surprised there that AT&T is still selling and offering DSL in some markets. I'd like to be in a position to personally thank Commissioner Rosenworcel at some point before some point before she leaves the chair. We shall see. Yes, you have. I just don't remember the name. Sorry about that. Oh, Chaz. Not. I see the connection now. The CO threw me off. I don't immediately make those connections, so don't fault me. In Metro Atlanta, it's one of the markets where they offer single cable, not even twin cable, for 768 kilobits per second. You can install it if you also... Whoa. So, it wasn't until like a year ago I realized that the word word was in sword, so maybe it was 5 years ago. I do single cable, but I'm not in Atlanta. But yeah, I will do single cable if paid, but I'm not in Atlanta. I'd argue saying why are you making me install this antiquated BS? But I'd still do it. Cause I actually find cable running kind of fun. Yep. That's exactly. You really want this installed? Okay. I'm just making it so the way I see it is I'd be giving them the opportunity for their customers to get pissed off because they're having me install legacy BS. I mean, as an installer, the customer only calls you yelling if you mess up the install. Once it's set up and running correctly, they call somebody else. Now, it's not crazy that they charge more for 768 kilobits a second. It's called a disincentive price. The only issue is the is when the worst price is the only option in the area. Yeah, when they call up Singapore, the Philippines, or India, and they go, "Sir, stop arguing with me. You're paying for less than 1 megabits per second. Sir, it is working as intended." There's no reason to raise your voice at me for... I'm telling you, you're paying $70 a month for something bad. I do not have access to the billing system. I mean, it's not AT&T's fault that the customers want them to get some massive gout from providing bad service at bad prices. Oh, yeah. Oh. So... I work as at the moment a computer support person. There's this one market near me with CenturyLink DSL, and it always irks me when I'm trying to do work with somebody and their CenturyLink download and upload is worse than my N71 T-Mobile. Meanwhile, I'm out here just forcing people with perfectly functional LTE phones to get new ones close to model number don't count for us. Also, I don't think AT&T is launching their 5G Plus in Atlanta yet, are they? CenturyLink actually has some pretty good fiber if you're lucky enough to be in a neighborhood that they deploy fiber to. Well, compared to VDSL, T-Mobile Home Internet would be, a Lexus in my city. VDSL is like a gremlin that doesn't have third or fourth gear in it. Does your mom know if the DoD is looking for 5G researchers who do zero trust? And I'm actually kind of annoyed with DoD Spectrum being given out to carriers. Because some of the projects I've worked on in the past required DoD Spectrum to test because we didn't want to interfere with consumer internet. So in my market, AT&T has not released Band 14 yet, and the FirstNet committee has 3 members that live and work in the market. Personally, for some of the research I've done, I'm happy that NTIA didn't relinquish all of CBRS. Wait for Ericsson. Waiting for Ericsson to make the radios, and they will have to do 2-touch and wait for phones that do NRCA. At least to fully realize it. That is true. I wonder if T-Mobile is going to need to subject their technicians to do other tower climbs. In our market, because the 2-touch tower climbs are remarkably more expensive than the 1-touches. And unlike AT&T, T-Mobile is not exactly splurging with capital expenditure. They're still trying to pay down some of the Sprint debt they incurred. Hey, I'm a strong believer of that, and it's not because it's not because I've worked with 2 former directors of NTIA either. It's just that the ability to have isolated spectrum for certain tasks is better than requiring shared spectrum for multiple tasks. Granted, in my market, there are still spaces where they would not be producing. They will not be turning on N77 due to the fact I have an FAA station. Yeah, they do spend big in Metro, and I think that is because that's where the populations are. I mean, Verizon is pulling out big numbers with their N77 deployment, and that's just because they're doing it in the big cities. So that church in Georgia, was that the one where the capital investment firm wanted to buy up the spectrum for $5.5 million? T-Mobile offered them $1 million, and then threatened suit if they sold to anybody else. So, I actually like the aspect of offering 7 million for EBS and CBS spectrum, but I really think the FCC needs to look in with these leasing and sales agreements, because there's a difference between owning spectrum. There's a difference between owning spectrum and deploying spectrum, and owning spectrum exclusively to lease it out for profit. I mean, personally, I think the best way to deal with the N41 fragmentation with how it was given out during the Cold War would be only allowing cell companies to buy it out from their current owners. And not sell it to a non-mobile telco. Simply because the agreement for the educational broadcast service was there for educational bands, not having people use it as a way of generating revenue for other causes. Yeah, T-Mobile already invested in the spectrum, and they've done more investment than the institution and any other holder who would just be leasing it. Personally, I think the way to facilitate this would be like giving T-Mobile right of first refusal for the spectrum. For the spectrum already owned, that the spectrum that was given out under the educational band program in the 80s. However, since there are companies that are offering many times more than what T-Mobile is initially offering, a third-party arbiter like the FCC should assign the cost for T-Mobile buying up the spectrum, but taking into consideration for T-Mobile's price the amount of money they already invested in deploying the spectrum, and the capital expenditure to maintain it. This is true. Quite frankly, though, and I say this a lot. I really don't care who's the fastest. I really don't care who's the fastest. I care that all three are providing reasonable speeds at reasonable prices so the customers can win. Oh, that's fine. If you disappear, I may start looking at emails if nobody else is talking. I mean, I do have the capability of changing it so it's just me talking and muttering about emails. I will say it's nice for carriers to have fast connections simply because, running a speed test, um, you get big numbers, and the bigger the numbers, it just means the more people can jump on the network and not yield congestion. But as long as everybody is able to do reasonable priced and give reasonable connection speeds, everybody wins. I don't. The reason why I don't hate emails is simple. People, the work emails I get, I actually get paid to work on. Is that, Chaz, is that also including is that also including the Walmart only activations they're doing? Or is your take-home pay uh, contingent on how well you replied to the emails from the engineering team saying such and such tower is on fire, we can no longer provide service, and the can't turn on the diesel generator due to the fire. So why is the exactly is the auto pay required for getting credit for the conversion? Most of the time they're like, hey dude, make sure we're defrauding every customer without committing fraud, please and thank you. Uh, so how do you avoid defrauding the customer without wait, is there a way to actually set up an AT&T account without making it so they accidentally get charged for everything? The carrot and the stick approach only works if you offer a carrot or, I don't know, a taco. You know, something worthwhile. If you're just um, if the only incentive is to avoid disincentive, you're doing wrong by your employees. I could never work that job. Because I like keeping it 100. If I was selling someone anything, I'd like to, like to disclose certain issues like, this billing code you'll continually get overcharged for. Or, we don't have service in your market. Shouldn't those who are on top of you be discouraged from be encouraged to find ways to encourage you to do better, since their pay is dependent on the company's pay is dependent on how well we can you can satisfy customers. Yeah, of course you're selling the network. What else could you sell if not the network? The best thing for T-Mobile at the moment with the network is the fact that they're like, yeah, we got the N41 going. Man, no wonder why people don't want to work. Oh, it's like, with what you're saying, it makes sense why people are quitting. Because really, you shouldn't be discouraged from trying to do right by the people that walk in your store. Especially when you're trying to defraud them on every purchase. Oh man, that sucks. So, for your half check, for $6,000 worth of sales, did they get pissed off because they didn't get the 5G icon or something? Kazi, I actually like the 7-Eleven's rewards program. I get free coffee for buying iced coffees. Hey, if you're sick, if you're sick and can't work, if you're sick and can't work, you should not be forced to go into work. And you also shouldn't be getting a pay cut because you're sick. Damn. Well, you're with AT&T now. Their whole profit motive is for customers to not have phone service so they can call support and complain about their lack of service. I guess T-Mobile isn't a big company yet. Yeah, they shouldn't be blaming you about the failings of their RF team to deploy. Wait, your general manager doesn't box your kidneys for not selling stuff? Most people who work at 611 don't know anything about Spectrum. The best I've encountered with T-Mobile is them going, "Woo, I'm getting the 5G icon." Are you still selling? Are you still selling those iPhone 11s? iPhone 11 was a pretty good phone for 2019. Surely you still have them in stock. So you're no longer a yes monkey. The base iPhone 12 at AT&T is $1.77 a month on a 3-year installment plan. Damn. I guess that's good if you want to pick up chicks with that blue bubble. $22 a month. Still not gonna buy an iPhone. Kazi, what's the iPhone 15 Pro Max Ultra? They give you a 60-month payoff period for $20 a month. That's car loan level stuff right there. Yeah, I'd rather sign a 2-year contract myself. Especially in markets where it's like, why would I leave to go to a different carrier? Dude, I go with 6-month payment plans through the Google store. And that's only so I can shift around tax things. Chaz, I always want to hear something funny. Yes, Sneed, Chaz is still talking. And the wife hasn't come down and interrupted saying she wanted to do something, so... Back in the days of contracts, it would reduce the cost of your phone full retail, but actually tack on the $25 contract cost of your phone bill. So you would actually save negative monies. Yeah, I remember AT&T stores doing that. They told me to leave. Oh, wrong button. Steve's probably teaching students science. Steed, how are those little kids doing? I know I'm playing while you're at work. So, if I was still attending university classes, Kazi, I would have had a snow day today. Granted, it's been 3 years since I've had a Wednesday class, but still, I would have had a snow day today. For my entire master's degree, I've only had classes Tuesdays and Thursdays. Steed, you haven't arranged that with him yet? Hey, Chaz, go into a hybrid situation where you can be at work or at home is actually probably what I believe one of the best changes due to best changes that came about due to COVID recently. So Kazi, I have a feeling I'm doing something wrong here. I'm like out of cash and almost out of balls. I don't think I'm supposed to be doing all this catching at this point. Chaz, did you get an opportunity to check out my game list? So, in Pokemon, Brilliant Diamond, I got a Master Ball early, and they didn't patch out a item duplication glitch. So now I'm in a situation where I was able to uh, clone over 1,000 of them. Well, if you could just mute me and leave it running in the background, hiding and not paying attention, that might do wonders towards a potential monetization, which, you know, wouldn't be bad to do while I'm playing games looking for work. What really stinks, Kazi, is they've been Leica has been devoting their entire effort into getting rid of those and not finishing the damn game. No, I'm not scared of you. I just don't go into stores all that often. Contrary to popular belief, we're still in the middle of a viral outbreak. And, you know, I just avoid interaction. Do you tell them the truth that you are corporate and you'll save them money by switching them to Verizon? Yeah, why would a corporate store have a 20-year-old being a store manager? It's a corporation. They only appoint 70-year-olds to that position. I know you can do everything a corporate store can do. In my city, there's a T-Mobile authorized reseller store with a T-Mobile store and everything. No, Kazi, it's only 80. But, only 80. What a dystopian time we live in. But the authorized reseller for T-Mobile, I bought an LTE tablet through them, and they had to order it from another store. And when it got in, one of the employees offered to drop it off at my business when he got off work. Move mastered. What the heck does that mean? I mean, committing fraud in the name of a company is a good way of padding your bottom line, is it not? Beyond the phone is... Wait, so what are your sales metrics is to go out of your way to give a better customer experience. Yeah, whenever I'm looking for a bill credit, I go into a reseller, not the corporate store. Although, the manager at the corporate T-Mobile store here is more than willing to give me bill credits for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with her. Hey, I give them business all the time. Well, not all the time, but... when I have business to do, I go in there. I do buy stuff. Although my last large purchase were two smartwatches for nephews. Kazu, it depends on how much they're compensating. In my opinion, a master's degree should you know, lock you into something over $40 an hour. If they're, damn it, oh, if they're looking for 2 years experience with a master's degree at $15 an hour, that means they've probably already had an employee picked for the job, and they were required to have a job posting for the job. So, if they already have somebody in mind hiring, posting what would be considered a minimum wage in my city, requiring a master's degree for 2 years experience, to me that posting says they already picked somebody out with 2 years experience and a master's degree for that position, and they're already in the and they already hired him. That is a posting for fulfilling the fact they needed to post the job offering. Nobody is going to apply. And personally, I think state and local governments should make it should impose a fine to companies that that post jobs like that, because they obviously already hired something and they're just doing it to fulfill the need to have the job publicly available, despite the fact they already hired somebody for it. I think I might be able to mine that ore at some point. I mean, I don't apply to jobs that are offering anything less than $80,000 a year. My favorite job postings I've seen for entry level requires 10 years experience and some other BS. And it's like, how is this entry level if you need 10 years experience and a bachelor's degree? Oh, and for some reason feel like offering only $40,000 a year for it. I'm looking at so I'm looking at this Dex page and I noticed number defeated, so they're apparently encouraging me to knock out Bidoof. Yeah, I hate the question, why does our company appeal to you? And the only time I could actually fill that out on a job application, truthfully, is when I'm applying for a government lab. What skills do you bring to our company? I know a good skill. I am not currently an arsonist. Not currently an arsonist. I know another skill to bring. I have a running car so I can show up on time because public transit's ass. How do you expect to be paid for your work in this position? Not with cryptocurrency. What do you expect from us? To treat me like I'm a human being. To believe I'm not a cog in some machine that is there solely to provide you with earning capital. Let's see, what other abilities would I bring to a company? Well, if you let me on your system, your administrators would be pissed off due to the level of security I've imposed. How do you believe our company can help you reach your goals? Well, if you give me the salary I'm anticipating, I'd love to buy a house. So, with the money you're offering me, I could end up buying a house. And not sabotaging your stock value. So, I like this place called the Wallflower. That means it's for loners, right? How does your ideal customer interaction go? Let's see. I tell the customer the truth. They tell me to F myself, and then they buy something and they come back. They come back, but they come back saying they appreciated my honesty over the fact that their $3,000 device cannot connect to our network's voice over LTE. And then I offer them a worse phone that can connect. Man, they were right. These villagers do know nothing about these pocket monsters. Well, Missy, of all these starlies I've caught to get you that information, here, take this one. What is an AT&T Radiant Core? Also, you should tell them the truth. They're not going to get service in their house. Oh, no, it's worse than that. You send them a $60 prepaid Android phone with half a gig of RAM to replace their Pixel 6 Pro that they bought from Google. Except you send it through FedEx, and it doesn't show up for 3 weeks. AT&T works great when I'm in nowhere and would work better if the phone they gave me had Band 14 access because I have no service everywhere I go. Recommending. So, Chaz, have you heard that N77 on works on a Pixel 6 if you're an AT&T and not Verizon? That might be a selling point. Of course he has a Pikachu. Hey, I'm sure you can sell it in Atlanta. I'm sure you could sell it in Atlanta with a 6 Pro, no problem. Oh wait, no! I don't think N77's gonna work in Atlanta because your city's a Delta hub. Wow, that's a lot of XP. Is it a top 47 PEA? Surely all that Delta traffic ups the population. Oh, sweet. They include a type chart. Excuse me. So I'm in the coldest room in my house. Because Carlos gave me a water cooler for my Ryzen. And, thing's freaking cold. In this game, I actually like the aspect of having, 3 different move types. No, it's the other way around. Verizon will figure out how the Pixel works. Hey, I've a FAA radio tower and an airport in my city. I don't think it's ever going to clear here. Which is fine. On T-Mobile, I've banned N41. So... have you had the opportunity to play this, Kazi? Interesting. Wait, 5% of the market with got the Pixel? Sure, it's much less than that. Ooh. I've been enjoying my Switch since launch day. And, I thought I was buying a lot of PS4 games, which I only have like 18 of. And now I have 97 physical Switch games, and I only bought Persona 5 for the PS4. Correct, Chaz. I also think there's a good chance that, what was it? A good chance the sales reps don't make money. For selling pixels. I thought about hard modding Mindkazi, but I'll wait to see if the... I'll wait to see if the next Switch has backwards compatibility before I do that with this one. You know. I'm not overly motivated in modding consoles during their active period. One day I should, however, get off my rump and finish resoldering the capacitors on my twin Famicom. So I could actually play some Famicom games without taking the PCB board out and putting into a classic version of Gyromite or something. Kazi, does the PS5 run the PS4 games better? I considered getting a PS5, but I don't think I'd ever really touch it. That would give me interest if I had an Xbox. I'll tell you that much. I have like 13 phones I need to send off for trade-in, so it's been chill talking here. Leave your scene, but I use YouTube. Oh, no worries. Thank you for stopping by, Chaz. Um, I'll be around once probably for another half hour. But if I continue to have snow on the ground tomorrow and have a hard time leaving, there's a good chance we'll be continuing tomorrow. Otherwise, tomorrow at 4, I have some work, so if I do continue playing around and talking with people, I'd most likely, do it till 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. Eastern. Damn, that rollout is aggressive. I got more emails. Okay, so she's gonna make me fill out some cricket pages. Means I need to find cricket. So Kazi, this game is feeling a bit like Breath of the Wild, but slightly more limited. Somebody pinged me somewhere. Caesar wondering if I play World of Warcraft. I really enjoy Breath of the Wild. I am curious in these pages. Why they have like 25 or 15 quart monsters. So Do you know what year Breath of the Wild, when, expected to be seeing Breath of the Wild 2? I don't think I've seen it up for pre-order yet. Bam. I'm not even, I'm not even, like, a hundredth of the way done with Breath of the Wild. I often think about playing that during breaks, but haven't gotten around to it. Ahoy, Caesar! I'm just, lunging Pokeballs at monsters for no apparent reason. It's actually kind of fun. If you have any questions to ask, feel free to ask. Could be about mobile, could be about cybersecurity, could be about random video games. Damn. I'm having some fun with it. So glad it looks kind of fun. I'm actually enjoying, as somebody who's played Pokemon games since they came out, I'm actually enjoying. Man, they can run. I'm actually enjoying the different interface. Not only have I owned Wii U before, I still own mine. It's a launch day one. I got that console when it first came out. Sad thing is, AppleCare fired me before I could get a large library, and I've been didn't really have a lot of cash to play with. Hey Caesar, playing MMOs with people in a like-minded community in a guild is nice. I find the biggest problem with continually playing MMOs is just, you know, in general, time consuming. So, Kazi, I have an unopened Breath of the Wild on my Wii U. Day 1 edition. And the misprint on the back of the box. I don't know if it's worth anything, but I think it's cool. I do wonder how I evolve Pokemon in this game. But, this is the Breath of the Wild I do play. So... Ooh, a Munchlax. I want her outfit. Is there still a monthly service fee for WoW now that Microsoft owns them? I want to pet the Munchlax's belly. You invited Sneed to what? WoW or... Ooh, that guy hits like a truck. Oof. I think Sneed's been mainly playing sports games now on his Xbox Series S. If I intuit his Twitter correctly. So, roll out doubles in damage every turn. I would have gotten my Tookish beat if I was only using one monster in that. I mean, stranger things have happened, and they're both running on, they're both running on x86 processors. So, port wouldn't be hard, especially if WoW was profitable. They may... they may need to up-res graphics, but, yeah, I could see that. Caesar, I play Pokemon Go whenever I'm walking around, and I at least catch one monster daily so I can, at some point, level up. Think if, I ever managed to find a group of people to play it with, I'd actually have some decently strong raid monsters, but as it is, ooh, a Drifloon. But as it is, if I did any battling in the game, I'd probably get my butt kicked. Oh my, there are a lot of these. And they're aggressive. I think I actually might be a friend of his in Pokemon Go. Ugh. Well, if either of you are interested in adding me to your Pokemon Go friends list, this is my number in chat. I'm more willing to do trades than I am battles, simply because I think I'd get my ass kicked in battles. Yeah, my Switch friend code. Why did I play Mortal Kombat 11 on this? If either of you post your friend codes in chat, I'll just add you. Interesting. Must say this is the best looking mystery gift animation I've seen in a Pokemon game. Ooh, fancy. Ooh. Damn it. Let me add that Pokemon code. Okay, Caesar, I sent you a Pokemon Go friend request. Damn. Damn. So, are you talking about a staph virus infection or a staph corona infection? Somebody at his school apparently got sick with something. That's what's up. Sneed pops in during the last 10 minutes. I say last 10 minutes because it would probably be boring as all get out if you just looked at a background saying technical difficulties where I made lunch. Is evolution still in your curriculum over there, Sneed? I mean, you are a science teacher, so hopefully evolution is in your curriculum still. Anywho, Sneed, if you're interested in any of the other games I have, feel free to look at my list in the description. And let me know if any of those games sound interesting. Ooh, fancy. Today, do you have any questions you want me to answer? Sure, I can come up with something interesting. Was there anything interesting in the staff meeting, Sneed? That's okay, Kazi. I probably have to go soon, too. Oh. I get to evolve with myself. Later, man. Ooh, Iron Defense. Just harden. Okay, and with that, gonna call it a day for now. Thank you those who watched, and we'll pester people again, or notify people again when I go live again. Cheers.